Overcoming depression by yourself is in no ways easy. And at the same time, I don't like that statement because it's saying that it's very difficult. And then when you believe that to be true, then it makes it even more difficult. I don't want to belittle the power and the strength and the challenge of overcoming depression. But I also don't want to give it too much power, because when we look at it in that way, then it's something that can't be overcome. And when we believe that, then it's something that we make true for ourselves. So I'm excited to talk about this a little bit more and to see where we go with it, because sometimes I just bring information in while I'm talking, and other things I've learned a lot about along the way. So let's see where this takes us. Depression, believe it or not, is actually a survival trait. It is a survival system. It's a survival system that's gone a little bit awry, but it's still a survival system. When we are abused and we have traumas as children, then we have a particular system that comes into play. And this is our fear response system. Our fear response system says, we've got to do whatever we can to survive this experience. And in a trauma situation or an extreme abuse situation, then it can feel like you're about to die. So when the fear, fight or flight response system kicks in, then it takes over everything. And you've experienced this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That you can't think straight anymore. You've got adrenaline pumping through your system. And you are going to take any possible action that you can to try to survive it. And what happens is that you survive it. You did. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to watch this video right now. So you survived that very difficult and problematic and horrific trauma or abuse situation. And for many of you, you've survived a lot of them. So what does that show your body or show your response system? It says, hey, it worked. Having that extreme fear response system come into play must have worked. That's why we're still alive. Otherwise, we might not be. So that is a self-verification system. Now your body says, okay, whenever anything bad happens to us, we remember that that's what got us out of it. So now this fear response system jumps into play even in something not very important at all, or not very scary, or not very life-threatening. It's an automatic response now. So if you have panic attacks for no reason, there is a reason. It's because it worked in the past. So you are automatically moving into that as a survival characteristic. Some of you experience a lack of motivation. You don't want to get up. You don't want to go out into public. Maybe you don't even want to get out of bed. This is also a survival mechanic, because if you think about it, the more that you stay in bed, the safer you are. If you go out into the world, something could go wrong. You could be abused. You could be attacked. You could have a trauma situation. That's what your body believes to be true. So it tries everything that it can to convince you that you are safe by staying in bed. But unfortunately, it's not very logical about that. It's not just saying, hey, I'm concerned about what's going to happen to us if we go outside. No, it uses whatever tactic it possibly can to keep you in bed. And what is that tactic? You've dealt with it for probably years or your entire life. That tactic is, you're not good enough. You're not worthy. If you go outside, you'll just do something dumb. People don't like you. You're not lovable. These are the types of things that fear response system is telling you all the time in order to keep you alive. So you can look at that and say, oh, the stupid thing, I wish it would shut up. I wish it would go away. I hate it so much. Or you can look at it and go, well, I get what you're trying to do. You're flawed in your approach, but I do understand it. And so I can slightly appreciate you wanting to keep me alive. Notice the other thing that I'm doing here. I just had you imaginarily, which isn't a word, talking to it. You were talking to this thing, this fear response system, as a separate entity from you. That's kind of interesting. So if it's a separate entity from you, we can even personify it a little bit. We can even give it a name or see it as separate. It can even have arms and legs and eyes, right? We can say, wait a minute, this thing is is not really truly who I am. It's something that is a system in my body that has gotten more and more powerful over time. It's gotten to the point now where I let it have control all the time because that I feel like it's me. But here's the thing, it's just not you. You were born a perfect being of light, and all you wanted to do was thrive and to love and be loved and explore this incredible paradise planet. I mean, look where I am right now. There's so many places that are just so beautiful and amazing. You did not come into this world with the mindset of, I'm going to be miserable, I'm going to be attacked, I'm going to be stuck in bed, I'm not going to enjoy this experience. You didn't have that at all. That is not part of your being of light that's alive inside of you right now. But right now, you have given up control to this other thing. We'll just call it it for now. So it is that fear response system that's taken control, and it tells you how dumb you are, how bad you are, how worthless you are, how hopeless life is. It's very good at doing that because it knows that that's the way it's going to keep you safe. It's going to keep you in bed. It's going to keep you from making mistakes and looking bad, all these things. But you are still this perfect being of light. This being has not changed in any way. The only thing that's happened is that the it thing has taken over. And that perfect being of light, I'm just going to call it you, this perfect you, has stepped back or allowed itself to be surrounded by it. But if you peel away the it and you look deep inside, that perfect being of light is still there. It is completely unchanged, and it is ready to come out and take over your life. And man, can you imagine that day? Like really picture the day that it goes, okay, I see you don't need me anymore. See you later. And you just walk around loving everything, everywhere, everything that happens to you, everything that happens to everyone else. You're there to help people. You're there to be excited, to be grateful, to have this incredible rest of your life. Can you imagine what that would be like? And if you can't, it's probably because it's still there going, it's never going to happen, right? But it is. It's going to happen. If you believe it's going to happen, if you know it's going to happen, then it's going to happen. So what's the way that you can overcome this? How do you set it aside and become the true you, the true perfect being of light? This is maybe a long process. And again, I don't like to say this is long and difficult and challenging because I make it true when I say that. But I don't want you to have expectations that it's just going to be gone very easily. I'm sure you don't already. But anyway, here's the thing. Really, all you need to do is every time you have one of those thoughts, you aren't worthy, you're not good enough, you'll never get out of bed, you'll never be able to handle X, Y, and Z. Every time you have one of those thoughts, all you have to do is say, oh, that is it. That is not me. And it is essentially a foreign invader. It is not associated with you in that this feeling of being yourself, this feeling of being who you truly are, it is not that. It is this external thing that has taken over. So every time you have one of those negative thoughts, you just say, oh, thanks it, that's not me. And that's it, you're done. Maybe it'll have another thought. Oh yeah, well, this is one you really truly feel. You are actually really terrible at ping pong, right, or whatever. And you can go, okay, that's still you, it. And I was like, oh, no, it's not. Okay, well then you're not very good at, you burn everything that you cook. Okay. I mean, maybe that's true. Maybe I've done that. But I bet you I could learn how to cook. No, you can't. You can't learn. You're terrible. You're an idiot. You have no chance. Well, this definitely is it. This is not me. And so the more that you recognize the difference between you and it, and you being perfect and beautiful and fantastic, and wanting the best for everyone, including yourself, then it gets a little bit smaller, and it gets a little bit smaller, and a little bit smaller. This is the truth of who you are. And right now, it might be saying to you, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, actually, I do know. And I know that you don't have a chance, because once they realize it, that you are separate, your days are numbered, I'm afraid, my friend. And so you don't need to be mad at it, because if you're mad at it, you might have to wonder, wait a minute, is that it being mad at itself? Anytime that you blame yourself for not being able to figure out or get rid of it, or get out of your doldrums, or out of the rut, or out of the suicidal thoughts, and you start to beat yourself up for not being able to do that, that might actually be it trying to make you beat yourself up for not being able to do that. It's not might, it is. Your perfect being of light would never beat yourself up for this. You're doing the best that you can. You're doing everything that you possibly can. And at this moment, it is stronger than you. It is bigger than you. It's been pushing your buttons for so long, it knows all the tricks. But now you are going to start to be able to recognize it as separate. And as you do, like I said, it will get smaller and smaller. Let's go ahead and do a quick activation to reduce its size and to help you recognize it when it starts talking to you. So go ahead and close your eyes and take a nice big deep breath. And relax as you exhale. Feel yourself sinking into the chair that you're sitting in. I can picture you, this perfect being of light. I'm seeing it's you sitting on its lap. That it is this big, dark being that's kind of surrounding your you. And your you is like this happy little kid. Yay! I just want to have a great time. I want to have a great life. I want to explore. I want to go outside and I want to play with the puddles and the ants and the ball and whatever else, right? But it is around you going, no, you can't go outside. You're too fragile. You'll be damaged. You'll be hurt. You'll be whatever, right? So I want you to picture this exact same scene the best that you can. And then I want you to just calmly and confidently stand up out of its lap. And if you have the confidence, if you have the strength that no, it is not you, it is separate, then it'll be easy for you to just stand right up. I'm seeing it going like, whoa, hey, how'd you get out of my lap? And trying to reach for you. But you just kind of take another couple of steps and you turn around and you look at it. And you look at it with gratitude, because its purpose has been to protect you. Its purpose has been to help you to survive. He's just done it in a kind of a jerk way, right? In a terrible way in many cases. But you don't have to be mad at him right now, because like I said, that's being it. So be the perfect being of light that you are. And I see you raising your hands and your palms toward it, and this beautiful light just coming right out of your hands slowly and surrounding it. And now he's glowing with this bright white light. And it starts to make him shrink and shrink and shrink, until he's just a little tiny, almost like a little miniature, a little figure that you would have as a toy. He's still there. He's still important. He's still going to help you not walk out into traffic or not get too close to the edge of the cliff. So you don't want to get rid of him completely. But now he's not nearly as potent or as damaging as he was before. So continue to see him shrinking as this smaller being size. And the way my activations work is I'm going to say, breath in. When I do, you'll take a nice big deep breath, you'll hold it at the top, and you'll wait for me to say the word awaken, and then you can exhale. I will say this word somewhat loudly, so don't be surprised. Watching it shrinking down, you being able to recognize its thoughts from here on. Breath in. Awaken! Good. So I want you to practice listening for it, knowing when anything negative at all that you say, it's it. It's not you. Let's do one more activation to make sure this is helpful. Breath in. Awaken. Moving forward, its thoughts will stand out to you like they never have before. It'll be so obvious that it's it and not you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for participating in that activation and listening to this video. Don't be discouraged if you don't get this right away. This is, for many of you, may be a brand new concept. And again, it knows how to push all of your buttons. So if you get discouraged about it always being able to push your buttons, then once again, you're acting as it. So try not to be discouraged. Be hopeful, be optimistic, be excited about where you're going to be one day, because you're going to make huge strides and a huge difference in your life. If you're somebody who is dealing with negative entity attachments, sometimes the it persona and negative entity attachments really aren't all that different, then you can download an activation off of my website that will activate your halo chakra, and which is also another name for the soul star chakra. And this will protect you a little bit more against negative entity attachments reattaching themselves to you. So you can download that by following the link in the description below. Thank you again so much for watching this. Please write in the comments about how it helped you, if it helped you, or if you have any questions at all. I really do love to help as many people as I possibly can. It's my mission. It's to help move us all from a third to a fourth to a fifth dimensional consciousness. I love you unconditionally, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.